Hey, welcome everyone to another one of my tutorials, and this is going to be two parts. The second part is the first part here is I'm going to show you how to make a pattern for making dice, like the kind you gamble with. And I'm going to show you an interesting technique I discovered. And first off, I'm going to show you how to make the pattern in Photoshop CS6. And then once I finish this up, I'm going to follow this up with the next tutorial. I'll show you how to use that alpha or texture or image that we create here to make your dice. And what I found out interesting about this particular technique I'm going to show you is that I guess it was last year I contributed some dice alphas to ZBrush Central. And what I did is I made 6 different patterns. Well, since then I've discovered that you really only need to make one pattern, and then once we get into ZBrush, I'll show you how you can use that one pattern to make all your faces 1 through 6. So we're going to start with a square image. I have a preset here I call 1K 300 DPI. It's width and height at 1024 by 1024. It's 300 pixels per inch, RGB color, 8-bit, and all that stuff. So anyway, we're going to start with a blank image, and I'm going to show you real quick how to make this pattern. And once I make the pattern, I'm going to follow up with another tutorial, specifically in ZBrush, how to apply the pattern. But this is really interesting because I'll show you how to make the pattern first, and then I'll do a follow-up and show you how to get it all done in one blow. But anyway, this is really interesting here. When you make your alpha, you can often make my alphas in Photoshop for different projects in ZBrush. But for this particular one, I discovered the other day that's pretty interesting. So we have this 1024 by 1024, and I've got my preferences over here. If you go to Edit, under Preferences, you have to scroll down with your mouse outside the menu. And what I did here, I set my grid line every 64 pixels with 4 subdivisions, and so we got a nice square pattern here. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to draw the center lines to this, which are going to be 512 for your Y here, and sometimes you might have to zoom in so you can see what you're doing here. Just hit Z, and I want to make this Y guideline at 512. Alright, and we're going to zoom back out. Oh, actually, we can just go back and zoom back in here. And then we want to drop our X guideline at 512 also. To give us a good reference here. Now we can zoom back out. So anyway, you start by what you need to do is you need to make a pattern of 7, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to choose the ellipse tool here. Let's use the shortcut, and we're going to drag out right here at the center. We're going to tap right in the center. Hold on to the Shift Alt key. And we're going to drag out a 128 by 128 circle, and we're going to fill that with white. Okay, so now what we need here, we want to hold down the Alt key and drag and copy this and put one right about there, and then Alt drag and another one there and another one there. Then over here do the same thing, have it nice and symmetrical, and I'll show you how this you wouldn't find on a dice face, and what we want to do, we're going to group all these ellipses here. So we just hold down the Control key and Control G, and you can name it if you like, and just call it dots. Then I'm going to make another layer, Shift Control N, and we're going to fill this. Whoops, I want to get that below this group here. We want to fill this with black at 100%. So we hit OK, and now to hide your grid, You can go control double apostrophe or apostrophe like that. And so now we have this pattern which has 7 dots on it. And this is really interesting. I'll show you when we get to the ZBrush tutorial how this one pattern can take care of all the faces of the dice. So I'm gonna the last thing I'm gonna do here, one thing I want to point out, that when you use textures or alphas in ZBrush, you can use them right as the PSD file. So what we're going to do, we're going to say save as. We're not even going to bother you know, making this optimized for web or whatever. I'm just going to go right into my my C drive under my, oops, that's my Z drive, and go to program files, P, and Pixel Logic. I'm using ZBrush for R6, and I want to save this in the Z alphas, and I'm going to call this, we'll just call this master dice pattern. I'm going to ignore that message there. We're going to call it master dice pattern, and close that. And so now that's going to be it for this part. Tomorrow I'll be following up, and I'll show you how to take this pattern and go into ZBrush and create a perfect pair of straight dice. So thanks for watching, and I'll be following up this part 1 of making dice with ZBrush. Thanks for watching.